Well, certainly the more central and southern parts, it'll be a fine dry day. Good deal of sunshine to begin with, clouding over somewhat later on. But for Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, certainly the more central and southern parts, it'll be a fine dry day. Good deal of sunshine to begin with, clouding over somewhat later on.
Whoa, that's a terrible song. Looks like I need to sort out my song list a bit. So okay, just put some Prodigy in it, some V&V Nation. That should be alright. Turns out it isn't. Oh god. My PC is determined to fuck me over today. And I'm moving my laptop 1 centimeter, it will stop working. I have to understand that my Ethernet port is really fucking bad. Like my Ethernet cable's nose is broken and the port is pushing it out actively because it's designed that way for some reason. So if the stream dies, keep that in mind, it will be up 1 second to 2 seconds after that. I just need to push the cable back in, and it's happened. This will happen every time. Okay, this song's getting at least a bit better, and it will happen every time I'm moving the laptop around a bit. I tried to squash it in, but as you might imagine, it's quite hard to convince a cable to stay in.
Connecting to terminal.
Alright, my tangle's up, so if Mr. Emir decides to join some point, we can play some Quake 2 against the Dodger. Which everybody wants to see this happen. But I don't think so. Hi El Mako. Yeah, it was just the beginning of the song. It made it pretty bad. I didn't know how the delay is. We're still about that, because now the clock turns midnight and I'm going over to the game. And I'm stopping the music here, because I guess you want to hear the game in-game music. By the way, in-game music. Let me adjust music sing. Alright, and let's set up the game. See if it's working. Come on, Exanima. Show up on my screen, please. Do me the favor. Oh, it worked. Nice, okay, let's put the music back on because I turned it off earlier because I was listening to my own music. So I can play on high settings because my PC won't allow it. Like right now. Okay, this 1 FPS thing here is wrong, of course. I am around 40 or 50. As soon as I turn up one of these settings, I will go down straight to 10. Keep in mind this game is early access, so that's most likely a thing that will change at some point. Yeah, nothing to worry about right now. It's a good looking game nonetheless. Like, this is one of those settings and it's looking amazing and it feels amazing. So right now I'm handling a guy in heavy armor with a big huge two-handed axe. As you can see, the swing time is not great. I can push up a bit with swinging around like this, but then my back will show to the enemy, and as you can see, my chest plate is only covering the front of my armor. So I need to trick around a bit by moving my feet. Every time you see one front foot coming up, that's when I fuck up. When I stumble around like this. And sometimes I need to run straight into the enemy so he can swing, because that's the only part of the character that is keeping me alive right now. If you have a special wish for a weapon to use, I should use. The system requirements are really okay. I'm streaming with a laptop, and not even a good one, like a 200 euro laptop, and it's working. It's working great. Okay, I kicked this guy, so I could take his stuff now, but I won't because my stuff is better. So I will do the arena right now to the end, or till I'm dying, of course, which is probably now because this guy has the perfect tools to keep me from hitting him. Yeah. He's distancing out. I need to be aggressive as hell. And being aggressive isn't a thing you can do. Oh, that was a nice hit. Probably I will survive this. I played a lot with this character. Like, going for the leg is the best thing I can do all the time. Like, I can swing overhead and then duck down, and because of the duck move, I can try to hit his legs, and if he isn't fast enough, I will chop his leg off. So there's no decals yet on the enemies, but I guess it will be implemented at some point. And then this will be even more amazing. Because right now the blood on the weapons looks pretty convincing. Next time I hit someone in a way that gives off blood, I can show you. Yeah, that wasn't blood. And you only hit his armor. If you can hear the ching noise, I hit his ring mail. If you can hear Sat, he blocked me with his weapon. But I will most likely do damage nonetheless. Yeah, shit. This hammer. Normally I never have problems with the hammer guy because he is slow, but I'm even slower. Constantly. Okay. Like, the whole swinging around part is the best thing I can do. Try to get in his back, and that was his leg. So, sadly I can zoom in more. At least not that I think I can. Let's see, controls. Orbit camera, mouse 3, yeah. Align camera, interact. Dash mode assault. Okay, I can zoom in more, but in some areas you can. Looks like it's not a feature in Arena yet. And the blood is splattering pretty convincing over the weapons, and once they implement that on the characters being bloody, it will look really nice. So she, as I said in my YouTube video, she has an offensive shield in which she is actively trying to push and shove with this thing, but most of the time she has problems with attacks coming from her left side, from her X side, because X's aren't really good for defending stuff, and her shield is easy to push aside, and I'm doing it right. Like when I have enough speed, I probably will be able to just straight up give her a blow to the head, because she can't feathers with her shield like this. Goodbye, lady. My damage meter, by the way, down here, this is for how much life I have left. This is damage that has been feathered by my armor or by my shield. And the red dot shows damage, critical damage I've been dealt with, which will regenerate in arena from over time. In single player, it's not regenerating at all at this point. And armor damage, like blunt damage, will go away after a few minutes. But it's not like I could rely on it during the fight. So he outranges me, he outspeeds me, but I outdamage him. So the dev wrote that next patch there will be some skills. Right now the only part that is changing your character around is your height and your physique. And I found a sweet spot for me, I think. Hopefully it will work like this after the patch. I need to watch out for her. Let's see. Yeah, I need to keep her at a distance. Like, this whole stepping in thing isn't what I should try, because she's really fast. There's a little toothpick she has there. Also, her shield is blocking a lot of stuff. Ah, damn it! Okay, what I should have done is pushing her up, because I could have tumbled her over. It's hard to realize it while you're doing it. Oh god. Okay, she's... If I can hit her head, I probably have a chance to get her out, but it doesn't look this way. So my controls are weird, and that was it. Alright. Let's see. Okay, my video was up. I was wondering why my game was slow at some point. You can tell me now. Like, I'm opening the arena right now, and push away all the stuff I have. Like, this is medieval Barbie basically. Like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Come on. 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 pieces of armor, and that wasn't even the maximum. 16, I also have a belt. So, what you can try now, or at least it's the first time for me, tell me what weapon I should use, and how my body should look like. Like, I could build a fatty... this fatty, I could go with this guy, and just tell me what body type I should use and which weapon, and I will try to work it. Yesterday I playing this guy, it wasn't working out at all. I will try to get through the arena. Can't promise anything, but I will give my best. So just tell me what you want to see, and I will try to make it work. sounds all look the sounds are pretty similar. Okay, no one said anything in chat yet, but I know that the delay is bad, so I will wait another minute. I have you only have the things you can see here for the casual arena. Like I have this two-hander. Is it called a two-hander? Two-handed sword, okay. But during the arena I also can get a claymore and an expert. Or I can also get... oh, that was clicking too fast. Arena expert. I can get this thing. Another two-handed sword. Yeah, it doesn't have a name, but it has a bigger parrier. A white cord, as it says. And it's also thinner, as you can see. I can take this up in comparison. And it actually changes the way the game plays. Like... impact, balance, slash, thrust. And this is doing less impact because it's smaller and lighter, and because that it also has more balance. But it's doing more slash and thrust damage because it's sharper. Later I can get a better one. So, do you want to see me with a two-handed sword? I can do that. So, actually I will do that. Oh, let me grab the good one, because I really think it's more interesting to see. Okay, and I'm doing the Noviza arena. The enemies aren't really getting stronger, but they just vary in the way they use their weapons. And some are smarter than the other. But like the third or the fourth, I can't remember, in the casual arena is much more difficult than the first 3 or 4 in the expert arena. Alright, I don't want to be a dwarf. I am a dwarf, but I don't want to be right now. Let's go with a fancy haircut, like this one. He looks like a warrior monk. Alright, so right now I only have the normal clothing, so what do you want me to go for? Like big armor or fast armor? More metal, more leather? Just tell me. And that's how I will decide what I pick up and what I will left. During the last run I did for YouTube, I just picked up everything. So it's not said that I will be able to finish the arena, because sometimes I'm just derping. Like these overhead swings are really hard to hit, and if you miss, the enemy has lots of time to punish you for it. Okay, he has nothing I want to see, so I'm checking every weapon I can find with me, just in case. Also, I guess most of you haven't seen my YouTube video, so I should explain it a bit. Oh god, yeah. This guy has a satchel attached to a broomstick, and he just killed me. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, full speed isn't a thing in this game. Like, it's more about the maneuverability, and also like if you have huge armor, you can use that as a counterweight during fights. So you can swing around faster, but well, you can't move around faster, and sometimes that can lead to problems. Okay, what I wanted to tell you is like, he has a satchel attached to a stick, and he is doing most of his damage with the end of his weapon. When I get into it as much as possible, he won't be able to do damage at all, but it's also pretty hard for me to swing a two-hander in a way where I can make it work. Also, he's hard to block sometimes. Whoa. Like, when I was playing earlier, he hit me with a satchel part on my neck and wasn't moving, and I tried to move around and he just pulled and I lost all my health. I'm trying to wait him out, but it's not working. Okay, let's go for his legs. And leg, yeah. So every time my character is ducking, it's not by the game, that's input from me. And I got him. It was an overhead swing. And I want his vest. And his shoes. So what is this saying about his weapon? Polearm. It looks as though someone fixed an ordinary sickle to a pole. So that's exactly what happened here. Oh yeah. So maces are perfect. A mace shield combination is perfect for fighting guys with 200 weapons, because it's hard. It's easy to punish a missed swing with a mace, because you can go in really close and it's hard to block with them. That's why they have this little shield, and that's also why I'm trying to come from the inside. Yeah, and as soon as I have my sword up and he doesn't, he just swings his Morning Star at me. So far you can't disarm the enemy. But you can throw the enemy if you are good enough. Which I'm not. Like, I can do it sometimes, but not in a reliable way. Which also has to do with my body type. I guess fat characters have an easier time throwing the little ones. Also, big enemies are pretty easy to tumble over. Like Mr. Hammer from earlier. He's really high, and he has a high point on his weight, because he's wearing a lot of stuff on the upper body and next to nothing on the lower body. That's why he's pretty easy to stumble over. Okay. So what I did wrong earlier, I was playing way too offensive. Like, I need for him to move in my... I don't want to fight with a wall in my back. I want him to move in, so I can set up the good swings. Because when I'm stepping in like this, I'm always in a weird position after that, if I miss. Enemies are varying in the AI. Some are really fast when it comes to punish you, and some are really slow. Some will just swing around and come at you. Oh well. This wasn't smart enough, I guess. On expert mode, there's a guy with a flanked mace, and he will kill you every time you're doing something stupid. At least he kills me every time. So Mr. Hammer here. It was a bit... Like, sometimes I have problems with my pacing. Like I'm swinging way too earlier or way too late. And what happens then is that I will hit the enemy on the head with my hilt. Oh, that was a hit. And he got me there. I took much critical damage. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to always stand on his side when he ends the swing. And he got me. This wind-up time of the hammer takes pretty long, but yeah, the arena enemies are arranged in a fixed manner. That's why I'm always getting the same guys. Hopefully they will change that around a bit, because after a while you know what you're getting into. What I'm trying to do here is with him is I'm trying to set up the first swing, and if that doesn't hit him, the second swing will come much faster, and that's working most of the time. Oh, also, in your left click, you will just do the whole right swing, left swing. If you start from the left, not like this. Damn it! Of course I can't do it. If I started from the left, why isn't it working now? Okay, for some reason I can't start from left. Yeah, it's now. Okay. Then you will right swing, and then it will be a pause. If I'm double clicking, I'm doing the overhead, and if I leave the button alone, before I swing, it will be a feint, and I will go straight back into blocking. So what I can do is I can do this, like clicking really fast, and then do the overhead whenever I want. And that's working sometimes. Also, I guess now you know why I turned the music off at some point, because it's getting bland after a while. But I will show you the single player. I'm doing a bit of expert mode next time I'm dying, or if it happened to go through the arena without problems. After that I will just turn on my own music. It's not the game fault, the music gets bland after a while, it's just like I'm just playing arena the whole day. I put a lot of work into it to get used to the different weapon types, try new strings like this throat cut. I'm not trying to swing around wildly, which will work for a bit, but I'm trying to let the enemy do stuff I want him to do, and keep him from doing stuff I don't want him to do. Like this guy, right now, he has ring mail on his legs, so no reason to try to hit his leg when his face is exposed like this, and also the rest of his body is, because, well, hammers aren't there for blocking, really. That's why I'm trying to get in his side or at his head. You see how he's feinting? Or delaying his attacks? Oh, he got his hand. And that was his upper target, which cut through. So I'm thinking about using his hammer now, because it's not a bad hammer. Let's see what he has there here. A chain tunic, a laser cap, which I will take. I also will take chain tunic, because the next enemy has a sword, and swords are hard to fight when you don't have anything to stop the... Oh no, it's an ex-girl. Okay, forget what I said. Chain tunic isn't really helping against her. Mrs. Toothpick Lady later is though. I don't have time right now to put away my chainmail. Sometimes it's pretty easy to fight her, and sometimes I can't block a single thing. I did some pretty good blocks there, but one was too close on my body, and that's why she just pushed my sword aside and hit me. I took away some of the damage, but not all of it. I also could take this nice leather vest. The problem with this leather vest is... oh, that looks interesting. A leather vest, clearly designed for women. Yeah. You can play a male or a female character. Which behave a bit differently, as you would expect. So far I mostly played male characters, but I also played some women. And some of the armor types are fitted for women, and they will fight better when you use it. Like in Expert Arena, which I will try after I got this guy. He has the same sword like as me. He's just wearing much less armor. And that's my counteracting. There's a way to go with him. Could now change between the normal tunic and this tunic. Which isn't... okay, this is better actually. I didn't even knew. But not much. Right now you're keeping the stuff you're collecting in Arena, but as soon as you restart the game it will be gone, and you will start with the normal stuff. Which also, by the way, if you know you are fighting her next round and don't really want to use a two-hander, you could go for the weapons that are hanging on the side here. Like this 200X as an example. I just could pull it over and put it in here. Right now it's 200 time, and this is the end boss of the casual arena. Oh. I'm much worse at fighting in single player, by the way, because the first enemies you're facing in single player are all zombies, which never block and never do any footsies. So, that's what I said, like, he was pretty easy to kill, even though he's the last enemy. And they aren't doing footsies, they are just swinging their stuff in a really fast pace and going towards you. I could go for a female, why not? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's give her a nice haircut. Not that you could see it. Okay, I can leave the leather cap away. You get some eye candy here. Whoa, come on. That was straight to the throat. I can't imagine he has much life left. Oh god. Yeah, I'm not used to women's. Her steps are coming out faster, at least that's what it feels like. And she is holding the sword in a different way. Like this feels more... how can you say it? It's not as tight, I guess. Like, you see how she can swing it around while blocking? My other character wasn't doing that. Okay. Double headbutt. Oh, if I ever manage to kill her, I will take her stuff. Because the stuff she's wearing is clearly designed with a woman in mind. A shield mate, so to speak. And she's a tough enemy. Like, right now, in my opinion, she is the toughest enemy in the arena settings. Like, there's this guy with a mace, which is really hard to kill, but at least you can range him out because, well, he has a mace. But if you keep him at distance, he's hard to kill. But she knows what she is doing. I'm controlling, by the way, the camera with the middle mouse. Whoa, I don't want to stand in there. And there's the zoom button. I could zoom out like this, which isn't really helping. And I also could always hit space, and it will align the camera with my character, so it's easier to see what's going on here. You see how she's fainting? Like, she was acting like she would attack from the right, and she attacked straight from the left. Should she read it just now? Yeah, it's hard to range out. Alright. Let me show you the single player game, at least what I experienced so far. My character. Let's go with Agent 47. I don't know what Agent 47 should look like. He's a bit on the fat side, but he has no muscle tissue as far as I know. It's more like this. He's an old man, of course. He's a a bit higher. It's not looking like 47 at all. More like this, maybe? Is my game still streaming? It is. And also got a pretty constant bitrate. Maybe I should move up the bitrate a bit. Oh, we'll see about that. Alright, let's put something on him. Great. So keep in mind this game has only done 20% and it's a prequel to the real game that will come somewhere down the line of the next 2 or 3 years. That's a Kickstarter. And so far they did a pretty good job. It's costing €15 and, well, I've played it immensely, so it was worth every cent for me. But you might want to wait a bit. So yeah, well, usual stuff, you're waking up, you're in a room. Keep in mind this is the lowest graphic setting and it's looking this amazing. Could show you what it's looking like when I put it up high. I won't be able to play it in. It's just for a second so you can figure out how it would look like. Like, they really did a good job with the shadows here. So first time I played this, I died straight up. Like, no chance for me. I guess I had it higher. Off 2 times. Let's try out. Yeah, it feels bad. Let's show the frame rate. Yeah, not 20 frames. Not cool. Really not cool. Let's turn the anti-aliasing off, I guess. Still on 20 frames. Damn, I forgot what I changed. But you know, the shadows were low and low. Everything was off. Super sampling, maybe. Yeah. Feels much nicer, only 30 frames. Right, well, nothing I can change right now. So you're waking up, you have this, whatever parchment is. This appears to be the second page of a letter. And assist him in whatever you can. If all else fails, then recover any information he has gathered and bring it to me. I see great potential in you. Prove yourself here and you will earn a place at my side. Badly scribbled across the back of the page are the following words: there is another way out. So the first time I played this, I was just going out with my torch and getting slaughtered by zombies. Which is why you should immediately go for the search of a suitable weapon. So you would do in other games. So Nothing lying around here, right? No weapon at all. Damn it. But what is this? Oh, it's a stick. Wood debris. A piece of crate with protruding nails. What is this word? Protruding nails. Alright. And I can wear it as my main arm. Could also hit with a torch, but that's not blocking out. Oh, and what do we have here? A chest. And in it, it's a metal stake. So this is the first time I could try to find out what I would like to use more. But well, I will take the wood debris because it also has pierce damage. And pierce and slash damage are really good against enemies which are wearing no armor at all. And that is working with the zombies. And this is the reason why you want to zoom out a bit. Also could work if I'm walking like this, but I'm doing it with right click. Normally I'm using WASD in the game. Mostly because it's much easier to fight with and when I'm using this and try to move around like this. Tabulator K, I can move around between normal walking and fighting. And yeah, that's how it works. Oh yeah, we have two zombies. Let's try not to be seen. So I know some stuff, but I still haven't figured out the first map yet. I know zombies can't open doors. And I know they won't attack me, at least some of them won't attack me as long as I don't attack them. Like I said, you're not regenerating and there are no real save points yet, so I want to keep away from these guys. Oh shit, he's coming at me. Damn it. I don't know where the other one went. Okay, he's making metal sounds. So I guess he has a machete or something. At least this is what this looked like. I haven't played through the single player yet. So far this looks like okay, and you really need to concentrate on fighting here. We'll talk to you in a second, so to speak. Whoa. Also, I should try to put the torch away, but it's hard to do while you're on a fight. I'll do it anyway, because his buddy will come back and try to kill me. So, as far as I have seen the map, this looks like a magazine on a castle. There's wood everywhere and crafting tools. Like this nice machete here. What is this? A handsaw. So I guess this is also a handsaw. Yeah, same handsaw. It looks a bit different. That's what I like about the games. Even the standard weapons have different skins. So I know there was a machete here somewhere. Machete? 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 I don't know how you say it. I will be unable to find it without my torch. Never leave without your torch. Because when you lose your torch, you are fucked. You won't be able to finish even the first map. Okay, there's some gloves. And I tumbled over some wood debris. There's some books lying around some places. This is not one of them, this is a piece of wood. So far the books are only like, these are counting the inventory of the place and you can't read anything, so the dates and the stuff and those kind of things are in a weird written in a foreign way. So yeah, here. A log of work orders. It seems as though many people were involved in completing them. Most of the names seem strange, and many items are described with words you have never seen before. So, I guess you are in a place that you don't know, even you seem to suffer from amnesia. Hello, my little friend. Say hello to the hammer. Is this guy aggressive? No, he isn't. Okay. Those are all zombies. Some will attack you right on sight, and others will only strafe around and then sometimes attack you. It's easy to get lost in this big place because there are some doors you can't open and some you can, and there are many small rooms. Oh, damn it. Okay, I'm not used to this kind of character. I tumbled over twice because normally I'm only taking small or big characters. No, not big characters. I'm always taking small characters, and they don't tumble over as fast. So I guess if you are this big, it can happen quite quickly. Even more when most of your weight is in the upper body. So I have a compass now, which will help a great deal. I know where to go, at least a bit. It's not like I can remember everything. This is a dead end. I need to find a place where there is a key lying on the ground and a dead body next to it of a real person. So far I've seen two bodies of dead guys. Okay, I was here already. I think I need to go through here. So far I've seen two normal persons and both were dead. Somewhere around here should be yeah, here it is. Now we're talking. Now I have a weapon I can use. Without breaking my legs. With a bit of luck I can outsmart Mr. Hammer here. And land the first hit. Character is moving like drunk sometimes. It just really depends on the body type. Like, I found out that as smaller as your guy is, so more convincing his steps will look like. That's interesting. So normally when I'm doing the overhead on normal enemies, I will most likely stumble him over, which didn't happen right now. Ouch. I lost life just now because I was running into this thing, or if I lost it earlier. Oh, a vest. See my vest, made from rare gorilla chest. Oh, there's nothing lying in here. Is the game too dark, by the way? I can turn it up a notch, I guess. But it's supposed to be a bit dark. If you can't see anything at all, just tell me. By the way, now I have blood on my axe. Yeah. After a while this whole thing will look like you've been through a... I will take it, just to be safe. He has a long-range weapon, and I hate fighting long range. Yeah, I killed him, but he hit me once. He didn't do much damage, but enough damage to piss me off. Alright. Okay, here's a or she, I don't know. Ah, damn it. She has a short weapon, which means I cannot range him, and with axes is pretty crucial that you try to keep the enemy away as much as possible, because if you aren't hitting him with the head of the axe, you're doing no damage. Also zombies, of course, remove the head or destroy the brain. You can't remove the head right now, so you need to do as much damage as you can to the head. I'm running into every door. But I'm having fun doing it. Alright, speaking of doors, can you open this one? Yes, you can. Like I said, nah, the X is starting to look like I put it into a pool of red dye. Yeah. That's the biggest oh, and I stumbled him over. So that's the biggest problem with... second time I didn't hit him right. Damn it! The biggest problem with two-handed weapons is it's hard to swing them in tight spaces like this. My enemy has of course the same problem as I do. Oh god. Will he kill me? No. Well, it was a close one. I need to heal up a bit, I guess. Always check the enemies, because sometimes they have case on them. You won't find otherwise. So, I didn't know about the whole random generated part, but so far if you open chests, I never found the same item twice. So it's changing around a bit, but I haven't played much yet, so I couldn't tell you in what degree. A log of rations of food. In each entry the same 3 items are listed over and over and over. Numbers received and distributed are given, then next to that a strange signature that must be a date. So like he said, he can't read everything. And some of the stuff is in a weird... I can't describe it, like in a weird system. Basically like the difference between the metric system and the imperial system, I guess. Okay, that guy. Dear Smattis, Elara has disappeared. Many have gone missing of late, but bandits in the area are not uncommon. Elara, however, does not travel. Why would they have taken her? I dream to think what they might do to her. I thought of a ransom, and so I am ashamed to admit I thought of you. But there have been no requests for ransom, just more and more missing. I assume news of these events has not reached Ardent. Ardent, okay, so it seems we are on Ardent, and we are in a bandit lair, because she wrote Mattis, and Mattis lies dead here, and looks like he is a bandit. I assume news of these events, blah blah blah. It has been long since we have seen a proctor. What am I to do, dear cousin? Will you at least advise me, Tessa? So, Mr. Cousin seems to be dead after I received the letter. And he also has a key. I want his key, and I want his overcoat, waistcoat. I want his shoes. I also will take his letter, just to be safe. Oh, and the buckler. Oh, buckler's cool. Can I wear it? Put it back. Can I wear the buckler and the torch? Yeah, that's helpful. So at least I can react fast. It's not like the torch is doing much damage. Impact 2, balance 3, yeah, it's doing 2 impact, which is next to nothing. So, I was able to find lots of these glasses and bottles, but they are all empty, and I haven't found a way to fill them up yet, so maybe that will be implemented later, or maybe I just... I'm just not smart enough to find out about these things. This portcullis, I haven't found a way to open it right now, but I guess at some point I will. Nothing in here. So I've been through this place 1,000 times, because it's... I've seen it's easy to die in this game. Powered impact slash pierce crush. Okay, I will take his laser boots. It has crush resistance. And the tunic, sweet leather tunic, and this is a sick leather tunic. Also, I'm taking the sick leather tunic. And this flies straight away. The shoes can go. Handsaw can go, the nail can go, the wood debris I will keep as a way of fighting one-handed. But I don't need the hammer, I have the axe. So far I like axes a lot more. I haven't seen any inventory. Ooh, yes, axe. I want to be fast, okay. I haven't seen any limits on the inventory yet, but I guess there will be in the finished version, because right now you can put everything in it, and the only thing that's keeping you from doing so is the fact that you won't be able to do things fast. I also hope there will be a way to switch between your main weapon and the side weapon, because putting out the torch every time, oh, it was a good fight. Pulling out the torch every time is pretty hard to do. Like, as you've seen right now, I'm seeing the zombie and I'm thinking like, oh, put a real weapon in my hands, and I would like to be able to just have the axe on my back, hung over my back, and I just can grab it. And if they are good, I will be able to do it in a way that is not looking stupid like in most games, where 90% of your weapons are hung over your back and strapped there by nothing and just floating behind you. I think it was Dragon Age 2 which had that in a really bad manner. Dragon Age 1 also featured this. Oh yeah, in Dragon Age 1 you had the little daggers. Everything was behind your back for some reason. I don't like that. I will pretty much prefer like a chef, where you pull out the blade, and this looks much nicer most of the times. Also, I'm pretty convinced that in real life you can't pull a sword from behind your back. Oh yeah, that was stupid. So first time I couldn't open any doors because I didn't knew how the keys are working. So I tried to smash the keys. God damn it. So I tried to smash the keys into the doors and into the keyholes, but what you need to do is double click them and then click the door. I needed to grab through the forums to find that one out. So okay, now we're on the second part. Let's grab my axe because I trust no one in here. I wasn't here for a while, because most of the times I'm dying before I'm even able to reach it. I also don't want to go into dark spaces, because I know nothing. Oh nice! Goodbye wood debris. Hello mace. A simple ball mace. And what is this? This looks like something you would have in agriculture. A vulture? A bill. Yeah. I think I will use this because they are fast, if I remember that correct. Oh, leather boots. Same as the ones that I have, but they are looking better. Oh god, not really. These are looking like neon shoelaces, which I don't think we're seeing in during that time period. Yeah, okay. It's not making a difference. Let's put on the rear shoelaces. Thought those were like winter boots or something like that. So this is a wooden buckler and this is a average wooden buckler. What's the difference? No, just saying average wooden buckler. Okay. There's no difference. It's the same weapon. I think I heard something. I'm scared to open this door. Don't want to put away the torch. Yeah, there's someone walking. I need to be really fast, just switch the polearm over. Or the axe, whatever I can grab. Even the mace is okay, because now I can two of them. Oh shit. So, what I know definitively, when you're fighting one of them, and there's a second around, the second will join the fight. So I want to catch these guys out when they're alone. Okay, he's not attacking me, but I will attack him first. Yeah, the second one is joining. There's this thing I wanted to avoid. Okay, let's try to line them up a bit, so I don't need to worry about both of them hitting me. There's the third one. Okay, bailing time. Those guys can run. Oh shit, okay, at least he has a door. I can close them out. I think I killed the one with the axe. Yeah, I did. I don't know if my little buckler can shield up a full swing, but at least a half swing. Thank you, door! Saved my life there. Okay, I killed him. Let's hope the other one won't show up. Let's grab a real weapon. Or the bill hook. I guess the bill is pretty good against one guy. I have nothing on them I need right now. So let's go back a bit. Also close the doors. Okay, I lost 1/3 of my health there. Yeah, in Skyrim are also the weapons over your back, and most of the times they are flying there. At least with the female characters. I'll play it really a female character, but my girlfriend did. If you are wearing a bow, oh, this is a two-handed sword. I want that one. If you are wearing a bow and nothing else, the bow will float in the air pretty bad. Is this a two-handed sword? This is looking weird. Also, it sounds like wood when I'm hitting it. But I'm not intending to zoom in. I think I killed him. Oh yeah, it's a wooden stake. Too bad. Thought he had a sword. That would be nice. He also had no armor. Okay, what's behind number 2? At least there's light in there, so I don't need to whip out my torch. Sometimes when I'm not talking and not saying anything, I'm reading chat, by the way. Which I have on my phone because I can't show up the chat in here. Those are not nice. Leather membraces. Okay. So this is definitively changing around. Like, last time I think the bill was lying there, but I'm pretty sure I never found vambraces. Vambrace is, by the way, a word you won't hear often. I always thought those were called gauntlets, but I guess gauntlets are the gloves. Let's close the door, because I can hear people walking around. Those are toilets, right? I guess this game has the potential to scare you, like if they would start to implement traps, enemies suddenly bursting through doors, I will shit myself. Mostly because you're not able to save the game. So every time an enemy comes out, you run into problems. Yeah, okay, there's nothing in there. Bugs so far, I haven't found many bugs. One of the bad bugs is that sometimes your characters can glitch into doors and you won't be able to go out of the door. That's it then. So that happened one time. Oh, nice. A waistcoat. I'm wearing one of those already. But this is much better. A quilted cloth waistcoat. Yeah, I will want to do that. So, and then your game is pretty much done for because you can't leave the door. But apart from that, there haven't been any critical crashes. Everything seems to work smoothly. Well, the physics engine is fun, as you can see. Like, you can run in. Zombies are not opening doors as far as I'm aware, but if they did, I could run in and start laying stuff on front of the door, so they won't be able to walk in. Which was also, by the way, a feature which most of you won't remember, but when the first Counter-Strike Source came out, there was a way in Assault, I think, CS Assault, to block the door for anyone. Like, the counter-terrorist won't be able to get into the room with the hostages, because assaults block the door all the time. So far as this normal armor isn't doing much. Like, it feels a bit different when I'm walking around, but not much. The first thing that you feel a difference, it's more about feel, by the way. The whole game isn't like, oh yeah, you know, 10% slower or 10% faster. It's more like the way he's turning around, he's reacting to my inputs, and the way I'm able to block with him. It's changing around with armor. Like, I found a huge difference when I'm wearing plate armor, in the way I'm walking and in the way I'm handling weapons, because of course you have all your weight down here, and then if you have a small weapon you can swing it around pretty fast, but you also need to turn your body around more. So if you have a huge weapon and I'm swinging like in this direction, I'm always let me change it. I'm always doing a step to the right, so the swing comes out faster, and if you're having a heavy armor, the swing will come out really fast, because you have more counterweight you can put behind it. I don't like this area, just because I haven't seen a enemy in a... Oh, yes! I will keep the mace, because I can do crush damage against enemies in big armor. I haven't been here, by the way, so far I'm impressed with myself that I haven't killed myself. I nearly did. Good thing you don't lose health for running into those. Another portcullis. Portcullis, by the way, a really nice one. I have only heard it and seen it twice in my life, and both were in medieval video games. There's a blue glow coming from here. Oh, what do we have here? What's this? La 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 la. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. Alright. Like this so far. Can I open this? Oh, let's know it's for writers. Glass, a bottle. Contents of this bottle have long been ago evaporated. I should throw these away. There are more of them standing around there. Well, that's a compass. I want to keep my compass. Let's put the glasses around here. I can use this as a blunt weapon, I know this. But, well, crush half some impact damage. Against this, impact 2/2. Oh, it's not good, by the way. Starts to do more damage. If you compare it. All in all, it's doing much more damage, but this has crush damage, and crush damage can only be avoided with plate armor. At least so far, I only encountered people with plate armor that could avoid crush damage. I can hear steps. I was really scared for a second there. Like, I pulled this over and then I could hear fast steps coming my way. It's like, oh god damn it. The zombies now have ears. Okay, this is a single zombie with a is this a crotch? It is. Whoa. Come on. Don't want to kill by something this stupid. Nope. Take this! The Holy Inquisition bans you, undead! I know the tunic I'm wearing on it. Oh, leather tunic, and others is suit leather tunic, so mine's better. I'm learning! This game has a learning curve, so what is this? Is this a wooden crutch? Yeah, it is. Like, also there's this thing lying around here, so I'm guessing I'm in the hospital area. Book a long list of people undergoing treatment. Yeah, or of often previous grievous wounds. Many of the injuries appear to be bites and lacerations, presumably resulting from the attacks of some sort of animal. Or zombie, I would say. What does he has? He has something one-handed, but it seems to be pretty big. What he has there, I want it. Let's sneak up. Boom! No one expects whatever Inquisition. I don't know which country I'm from. Can't even remember the things from Pillars of Eternity, which, by the way, I will stream tomorrow. I need more stuff for my YouTubes. But I don't have a second voice actor now. Which is a problem, because I most of the times I'm not in the mood to read out everything for 4 hours. It's a bedpan! Of course! Double click to use the potion. People say it's a health potion, not sure myself, so... Alright. Alright. Because it says the ingredients have long been evaporated. So I thought it's empty. Oh, another waistcoat. So let's go back. That will be helpful. I thought he couldn't heal. Yeah. So what about the learning curve, right? So saying these things are health potions? No. No, it's not. It can't be double click, because when I'm clicking double click the key. Okay, it's saying a simple iron key right now, but it turns into this thing where I can try to use it somewhere. When I'm double clicking on this, there will only the description come up. And I tried with everything, and so far I haven't seen a potion coming up as a health potion. There's a mortar, and there's something else. Okay, I haven't seen this thing. I can put it in my inventory, so there's that. There's a mortar. Put it in here? No, I can't. But it looks like, yeah, no longer evaporated. It looks like I'm in the medical facilities of this place. So with a bit of luck, I will find a health potion or something else I can heal for myself with. More crutches, more bedpans. No, this isn't a bedpan, this is a leg for amputees. See? Like a really crude one. Can I put it in my inventory? I can. This one too? No, it's this one, I can't. Prosthetic leg. Looks like I could fight with it. As long as I don't need it, I will leave it here. I prefer having 2 legs. Thank you very much. This is looking different. This is red. And nothing is happening when I'm double clicking it. So this could be a health potion. And it's just not working. There's another one. Right click, left click. God damn it. Because he has zombie breathing. Let's zoom out a bit. So I will be alarmed in time. Control left click? Nope. C left click, middle mouse, right click. Nah, nothing works. Okay, those are different, but they don't seem to work yet. Deconstructing Humanity. Deconstructing Humanity by Alder Hanks. A medical book about human anatomy. Not anatomy. Anatomy. Mostly complex diagrams and surgical terminology. There are many underlined passages and circle diagrams in the section that deals with the brain. The human brain! A magnificent tool for those who can use it. You won't find it in the politics. Okay, there are some more red potions, but well, as I figured out, these aren't working. Do I have to unscrew it maybe? So it's looking like the use button when I'm pressing double-clicking the key, it will turn into this, and I can use it. And as you can see, it changes around. Like it's big now, and when I click, it's getting small. Then I have this. It's just a small thing. But I can double-click this thing, and then I think this is for mana. And I just emptied it. Damn it! Okay, let's take this one with me. It's too bad I don't get a description. That will help a lot. Well, like I said, this game is still under construction. And so far only the combat system is working, and it's not fully integrated yet, but it's fun. Like, really, really fun. It reminds me a lot of games like Dark Souls and that kind of stuff. And if you have been to my channel, you know I love games with interesting fighting system. Let's close the door by back because there's two guys in there, and I'm not in the mood of fighting them. I've been to my channel. I like games that are handling a bit different than your usual left-click the enemy and see what happens type of game. I like it when I can play around a bit, and doesn't even have to be super balanced as long as I have fun with it. Like Dark Messiah is one of my most favorite games of all time. Also Dark Souls is close trousers. Oh, in green. Let's be fancy. It's fitting my vambraces. Like as long as I can do my own story, it's fun. Crisis, do you mean Pillars of Eternity? Oh, Laser West. It's for women, but I don't have anything better yet. Oh, I have, actually. I forget about this. I'm in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I don't want to look like a woman when they find me. Like, oh, look there at transgender zombie rocking through the area. Parchment. I think my illness has worsened since coming here. I often feel confused, as if battle conflicting thoughts. My temper keeps getting the better of me, an aggressive trait I never knew I possessed. Perhaps it is simply a response to all that what has happened. Even so, it scares me. I don't recognize myself. I must make a greater effort to retrain my composure. So this seems to be not the whole necromancy zombie thing. This seems to be illness-based zombie thing. Sturdy pair of leather boots. I think we have the same thing. Was it sturdy? Yeah, sturdy. Okay. Yeah, same type of leather boots. Nothing in here. God damn it, sometimes the camera isn't really helping. But most of the times it is. Like, I like the camera work. I would love to be able to zoom in more. The guess they are worried that the camera will hook up then in some places. Another book. A list of people assigned to guard duty here. The same names are repeated, signed and stamped over and over again. Occasionally a name disappears and suddenly is replaced by another. No reason for this is noticed. Interesting. So they are either making some... Was I here? No. I haven't been here, so keep out for zombies. Keep an eye out for zombies, not keep out for zombies. So... I could go in here, but I don't see a reason to. This looks like courtyard. Door just slammed. This looks like a courtyard. So I don't know if my whole this is a bandit's hideout assessment is true. Let's see what it says here. Book. This book is filled with detailed reports of people violating certain rules. Most of these rules are obviously aimed at preventing the entry of intruders. They are strict and elaborate to the point of seeming a product of paranoia. Yeah. So as far as we know, there's some guy interesting in brains. There's zombies walking around and people are changing, and most of the guys in here have bite marks. It's fucking dark in here. But I guess I need to change... Oh no, it's not, actually. So it would be darker. Sometimes I don't know where the light sources are coming from. Let's go with my trusty hand axe. Okay, it looks like the blood isn't timing out, but it's vanishing when I'm changing my weapon. Can I close the door behind him? Because I really want to check out these rooms, but I don't want him to walk around while I'm doing it. Oh yeah, he's standing there in the darkness. Okay, doors are closed. What is he has? He has an axe. It's not attacking. So I will have the first swing. Oh yes, kind of a butcher blade. I know the name, it's cleaver, right? Yeah, it's a cleaver. Sometimes I'm a bit smart. I guess I only know it from Team Fortress. What's behind door number 1? Okay, I think I'm going with a buckler and torch. Loadout. Oh, these are prison cells. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Question is, we'll be able to find some info in here. So I want to continue my quest with you, because in the trailer video you can see a certain type of enemy I really want to fight. Like this whole I'm in the Inquisition theme is working pretty well out. Like, die, undead scum! I am here to bring you the word of the Emperor. I'm really happy that the whole Warhammer IP'd up again by Games Workshop. Not by Games Workshop, but that they are at least now allowing to produce stuff for it. I already own the More Time, the early access, and it's amazing. Like, this will be a really good game once it's finished. And so far, the stuff I've seen on Vermintide is... Come on. Do the Lovco motion. I want to have a weapon that I can fight with. Okay. The old Vermintide thing it's looking like Left 4 Dead. Like a Left 4 Dead chivalry mix, with you being Imperial and trying to get away from the rats, which is a pretty cool theme in my opinion. Also, I love every game that has this game army in it, because I love this game. They're one of the few enemy types that haven't been that you couldn't encounter in many games. Velvet trousers. Oh, I'm fancy now. I have velvet stuff. Ha. Ooh, wears cloth when he can wear velvet. So I can really throw out these shoes. And I guess I should rearrange my inventory a bit. Like, as you could see, I had problems getting a weapon fast. This torch isn't really a good weapon. Also a nice leather cap. A velvet tunic. I think I'm going with the tunic and a cloth shirt. Velvet trousers, by the way, and now you're getting real information. Why do I still have this? Okay. Velvet clothing, by the way, if you're wearing chain armor and that kind of stuff, if you're wearing velvet stuff under it, you can move faster, because it's not rubbing against your skin so much. Where did that come from? I guess from here. Skill system should show up in the next patch. At least that's what I say, and that will be in 1 or 2 weeks. And I'm hyped. That's all I can say. So far the game is... I'm like... what the Steam's saying? 30 hours total. Okay, maybe 5 hours where the game was just up and I was watching a movie and saw some stuff. Because it had no checkpoint feature back then. But 30 hours in and I'm not bored. Not at all. This is my game to go to. Like, there's a stream coming up and I'm waiting, that kind of stuff, or I'm watching the stream and it's audio only, then I will play this game. Whoa. No, 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 no! Oh god. That was a close one. Oh, that was more luck than everything else. But I like the area I'm fighting in. Mostly because he's a zombie. He's too stupid to swing. I really would like to have my mace and my buckler now. But I'm not in a position to change around fast. Also, I stepped into the thing. Did the chair just break? He's bigger than me. Okay. Whoa. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I got him. Woo! Guy hero! Coming to save the day. Oh yeah. Alright. So I still have no way to heal myself, sadly. So it's not even working with when I have blunt damage. So stuffs are getting interesting now because I don't have much life left. I got a pretty hard hit there. Gambeson! Oh yes, sir! I want that. Sick waistcoat. This one is a Gilton and it's much better. This is good looking. I have to give it that. Cloth leggings. Wait a second. Those are some... oh yeah, it's pair of levered clothes leggings. So this is like the Gambeson. Pretty sick stuff. Okay. I want these. I'm looking like a plushie. Some kind of plush animal. Children will be interested too. I don't know where the stream is. Like every time I'm looking down to the chat, I'm like, oh, I have seen it already. I just have seen good job, but it could also be, oh yeah, you've been able to get your weapon out. There's another guy. He has something two-handed. Also, the other zombie was running straight at me, but he is just standing there, really not interested in acknowledging me. Oh, just a stick. It's just a stick, he said, and then got hit in the face. Okay. At least I don't have a weapon I can walk with, because I know it from the arena. It's a bad sword, but at least it's a two-handed sword. It's much harder when you have to keep in mind that you can't heal critical damage. I'm trying to get as much blunt damage as possible. Like, I wouldn't even get the idea to try to go with no armor. Oh, this is a pretty big room. There is a scroll lying down there. I'm not sure if I want to pick that up. This looks like a trap. If I've ever seen a trap, it is one. Parchment. Hammond has obviously cast aside our agreement. He is sending far too many down here, and I've lost all contact with him. What is he trying to do? One of these wretches confessed that he was told to seek treasure. Someone will notice all these missing people. And what if one of my friends finds me while I sleep? I no longer feel safe here. I have locked the doors, but I should venture further and look for something more secure. Yeah, you can. I don't know if it's impacting, but you can do this. I am the crab sword. I am the sword crab. I am the sword crab. Sword crab. Sword crab. You could sneak. Put it this way. I don't really think you want to, but you could try. So there's a door. This thing seems to be walled off. So I'm returning back to my idea that this is a necromancer's. We have to use it. I can't hear a lock sound. There's some symbol. It looks like I can go behind it. Okay, let's find a way to go through there. So I guess I should get a block or something to paint the rooms for me. I also could look into the Steam guide and spoil myself. I don't know what would be more interesting. I know what would be more interesting to watch, but that would ruin it. I can hear steps, I can hear steps, I can hear steps. I'm getting better at this. Two-handed axe. No one expects the... Oh shit. What is this with me and missing overheads? No, I don't want to die. I don't want to be a zombie. At least now I'm looking good as a zombie. I have a nice armor, and the first adventurer won't be able to kill me as easily. Oh god, at least I can range him out. And I know how to swing without hitting walls. Did he just faint it? Stop doing that, zombie. You can't faint, you are a zombie. You are too stupid for the... Whoa. Come on, come on, come on. I'm trying to shove him aside every time he's in my range, but... Oh god. I'm panicked. Let's say it this way. Oh, sorry, I screamed in a microphone. A blue gambeson or red gambeson? The blue one is looking not more shitty. That's why I'm wearing the blue one. Another tunic. It's the same as the one I have. But also this one is looking... Yeah, but mine is a lot less tainted. And a bit thicker, as it turns out. Whoa. Double click the doors. Thank you, Yukon. You have the game, I guess. So far this is an early access game, Reflin. There is no end game as far as I'm aware. I guess this is just a couple of maps. I think I have to go with the shield from now on. I can't do this, keep taking damage. There's another book. The Forgotten Power by Anonymous. Oh, this book is written by a hacker. According to this book, humans are powerful, immortal beings that have forgotten their true nature. That by living your life by a certain moral code, performing certain rituals, and eating a certain diet, you can achieve great power and ultimately unlock your dormant immortality. Yeah, you probably didn't knew that. Is this a gauntlet? No, just some gobble, and this is a knife. Oh yeah, I'm gonna cut you. Come on, zombie. I'm gonna cut you. Actually, I'm not going to cut zombies because this thing is puny. There isn't an enemy, so let's get a look in here. Let's get a look in here and taking all your clothes. Blah 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 blah. I'm not really into hip hop. This song just burned into my mind because it has been played so often I couldn't avoid it. There's another goblet. Could say a tempting goblet. Haha! Darkest Dungeon reference. Another pretty good early access. Okay, I feel a growing resentment for Saven. On the hand, I wish to please him, to impress him. Oh yeah! But such thoughts then lead me to anger. I once believed there was a friendship between us, but now I think perhaps it was based on knocked but common interest. His disregard, you could say it was knocked interests. His disregard for all things other than his single-minded purpose has hurt us. It has put us all in difficulty and danger. I was always feared, but I was also respected, to be driven from my own home by peasants. Oh yeah, leather gauntlets, better than mine. Interesting. They are not. I haven't found good gauntlets yet. By the way, gauntlets, yeah, that's what they are. They are gauntlets. Not gloves, as I thought when I read it the first time. What's in this drawer? A velvet tunic, yeah. And a leather belt. Can I wear a leather belt? Or will it put away my waistcoat? Yeah, it will put away my waistcoat. So not worth it right now. If you have the waistcoat, let's see if you can actually see the difference. This is a problem with the game. You feel the difference between the weapons, but it's hard to show. Like when I'm swinging now, the leather thing is hindering me. By the way, do you see the difference in swinging? Fast swing. Like when I'm turning around, I'm a lot faster, but I'm also turning my back towards the enemy. So, and that is where the belt is coming in, because of course you can move around faster. I don't know if you're able to see it, but it certainly shows when you're fighting. Right and left. Yeah. And I'm going with the thick armor because I nearly have no life left. I really want a good one-handed weapon I can use. Once I didn't click it. I just pointed my mouse over it and it just came up. Interesting. Right. I don't want to turn this into a reading hour, but those are velvet tunics all over the place, so I guess this is a sheath room. I should keep a lookout. I have checked this, yeah. I should look around for something nice to find. Nothing in here. So, do you want me to read out everything, or should I just open it so you can read it by yourself? I never know if this is fucking people over because I like it, but I could also just close it after a while. Yeah, I found bugs. It's not like it has no bugs, but you have to provoke it, or you have to be stupid. Like if you see that your mace is hanging somewhere, it's the first thing you should do is put it away, not move around like crazy, and try to get your whole character stuck. But well, it's a really good game, and it's far from done. Trust me on that one, but it's already was a 15 euro. Like, I didn't even flinch. Alright, Life of Linus Fenric by Anonymous. A famous book with even more famous stories surrounding it, often told by mothers to their young children. A cautionary tale on the dark, sinister trappings of thaumaturgy. Fenric was an extremely talented thaumaturg who lost his young wife and 3 children in some gruesome accident. He was thus driven to necromancy. Yeah, I called it. It's necromancy. Bing, 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 bing. In the hope of resurrecting them. Not the traditional, crude raising of the dead, but with full sentience and cognizance. His practices and experiments were most vile in nature, kidnapping, torture, murder, keeping his family's bodies in a zombie-like state for some 40 years. His crimes were plentiful and led to nothing save failure. So, well, I guess that is our main enemy. Good thing I wasn't walking through the doors, and I keep looking around because now we have law. I am the law. Okay, maybe something is in here. Boom. Boom. I hate the sound of these doors. When I was a child, we were in a camp where they only had these kinds of toilets outside in the woods, like not where our tents were, but you had to walk into the woods, and you had all these sounds and noises, and then every time you opened one of these doors, it was like this. And yeah, as a kid, it was really scary. I have to admit this one. I think I will never laugh at my children when they are scared, because I know how shitty that can be. Okay, so I'm from the Holy Inquisition. Let's make up my own story right here. Oh, I came from here. Okay. I'm from the Holy Inquisition, and I am here to kill the necromancer and return peace to this once beautiful country. Trip over my own feet. God fucking damn it. Okay, guys. I swear I did this on purpose for the comedic value. I would never trip over my own feet, of course. I run into spikes. Shit. I'm so happy right now this isn't killing me. Okay, talking about bugs. Okay, I got away from there. For a second I thought I was bugged. Okay, let's put on the shield and the mace, because the way I know this game, it will kill me first. Okay, I will continue reading the lore. So right now I'm reading. They are called outhouses. Haha, how shitty can be, pun intended. Ruffle, those spikes, lol. Yeah. Just to give you an idea how bad the delay is. So double click, you say. Let's double click. Oh god. Some of these inputs are weird. Let's hope the game isn't crashing. It hasn't done it before. So I am quite hopeful. But sometimes I ain't no more. It's a black screen. And it's telling me 50 FPS, which I love on my old shitty PC. Old shitty PC. This is doing the lock noise. Can I use the key on this lock? No, more lock noises. Hello, my little friend. Come in here and play with me. I can show you my amazing maze. Oh shit. Yeah, he's fallen over. I should... I'm not hitting a fallen enemy! At least not all the time. So, what I like about this guy is that he isn't going to do critical damage. Only blunt damage. Which was really helping in my current situation. Laser cap and another laser cap. There's another guy and I can close the windows. Okay, he seems to have a cleaver. I will leave him alone. He means no harm to me. Maybe I should have left all the other enemies too. I'm just worried that at some point there will be an aggressive enemy running straight at me and all the guys that were neutral before will just come up and kill me. Okay, when I die here I will do a bit more arena. So the guys that arrived now can see how the whole combat aspect is working, because I'm actively trying to avoid combat. This looks like an armory. An armory should be some good weapons, right? Oh, it's not. I thought this was a furnace of some sort. It's looking more like a place where you wash things. Which also could mean that there's stuff that was washed, but I don't seem to find some of them. That's a thing I like, because it's not randomly generated. At least not the maps aren't. It's built more logical. Like there isn't this weird stuff going on in some dungeon crawlers, whereas dungeon isn't making any sense at all. They can build it like a real castle. Is this the same room? That's a pretty big room then. Okay, there's a zombie coming. No, it's another room. Okay, they have two places to wash stuff. I have to say, I guess if you keep adopting people and kill them, you will try to be able to sell their shit. For that to be done, you have to wash it, because there will be blood on it. Here's an axe, but he also it's just a regular one. It's nothing fancy. Okay, I don't know how to fight these little axes. Before I only fought with against battle axes, and also these zombies aren't blocking, so I always need to worry about attack even if I'm attacking them. They are fainting. I don't think they fainted before. I dislike them fainting, because it means that their attack will come slower than expected and they can sheep sheet me. God damn it, I never hit those overheads for some reason. Like in the arena it's working pretty well, but against those guys I'm not finding the sweet spot, because you have to aim for a place where they will hit, not where they're actually standing. And the zombies are moving weird. Okay, that was it for him. Oh, this is getting closer and closer. Yeah. In Diablo, and as you might be aware, I'm playing tons of NetHack, where everything is randomly generated, even the scrolls. It's not like, oh, sometimes you find a firewall scroll and sometimes you find a free scroll. No, it's like, it's called Fubi Bletch, and you have to find out what scroll it is. And it could be the best scroll in the whole game, and you will never notice it until you read it, but there are also scrolls when you read it that will destroy your weapon. And if it's the best weapon you currently have, you're screwed. But welcome to NetHack. I need to continue my NetHack ABC at some point, but I haven't done much stuff on YouTube lately because my upload rate was pretty shitty. Now I have a new Fritzbox, and that's a router, by the way. Oh, nice! A sword! A sword! And new van braces. Oh, I put them away. And so I now hope that I can do more stuff. At least streaming seems to work now, which wasn't a given before. I could put on... I hear the noise. I'm scared. But I think I will keep walking with my sword. More nice shoes, leather boots. My girl just came in. And this leather cap is better than my leather cap as far as I can see. It's a tough leather cap, alright. Ah, that's a nice thing. Like, you can dress up pretty cool in this game. Like I said before, oh, shoulder pads on my little shoulders, looking nice. Like I said before, like you can put on like 20, 25 different kinds of armor pieces. Oh my god, it's turning on the TV. And it's getting ridiculous at some point. It's like medieval Barbie. Like a cool version of Barbie I will play with. Medieval Barbie is the best Barbie, arguably. I really dislike when chests are randomly generated. I'm not so keen on the whole random thing as I was before. Because in most games it's just a bit lackluster when they do it. They're implementing it because it thinks they have to. And then you run into problems like in Skyrim. Morrowind was the first game I played of this series. You kill the last enemy of a real long run. Okay, so leather crease. Those are better than the shoes. Okay, I need to find normal shoes. And you think, oh yeah, I just killed a really tough enemy and I should be awarded, and then you open the chest and they're doing it. Or some other shit. Which I heard is a really big problem in Elder Scrolls Online. Like, you can kill a tough end boss and then you loot him and he has 5 gold coins on him. Seems to have been transferred over from the normal game. Yeah, okay, Spawn and Shield is the way to go right now. So, if anyone finds out, or can please read up how I can heal myself, I will much appreciate it. Because I'm scared of dying. It's like real life, I'm scared of dying. And I can heal just like in real life. Which is cool on one side, but on the other side, gaming wise, not so much. Let's close the door. My inventory is a mess. Okay, let's put away this cap. Let's take a few steps in front of here so I can close the door. I think the guy that came over here was the guy that left the room earlier. Okay, what do I need, what I don't need? I will keep the belt, and in the case I find a good chest plate or something, I can put away the tunic and wear the belt. Don't need these boots. I want to keep this book. I want to keep this thing, because only I could use it. Maybe I find a way to refill it. By the way, these are glowing. In the arena they are not glowing, they're just glass. They're good looking glass. When it comes to that, okay, I don't need the bill hook. I will keep the mace, because maces are amazing. Amazing! Okay, I did this joke not twice. It wasn't funny the first time. But they are really good against armored enemies and with chainmails and that kind of stuff, and I can't fight enemies with chainmails with my sword. Okay, I can fight them, but won't be as effective. They really need to figure out a way where you can change around with the torch a bit faster, or at least have a drop button. Like in reality, I will just throw the torch at the enemy, or just drop it, because this way it's just hindering you in movement. in a huge way. Oh, a chest. I hope these chests aren't trapped at some point. Ooh, do you see this? And do you see this? La 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 la. Oh. Yeah, left click and walking, middle click, but this clearly should heal me, I guess. So if someone could figure out how to do it, tell me. I'm open. It's not considered a spoiler, at least not on my part. I think that's basic controls. Hello, my little friend. Come in here. I need to talk to you about your grades. Oh. Note to myself, stop the stupid overheads. They aren't working. He said and did it again. But at least they are working now. Okay. This guy is fat. So, I have a speed advantage on him. But his swings will be harder. Oh well, he didn't have much life, looks like. Oh, 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 come on, get away, get away. Oh. Is he looking at me? He's looking at me, but he's not fighting me. So I'm just going out. Don't mind me. I've never been this far into the game. Like, I have never even been able to go to the second map. Now I am clearing rooms like a pro. Figure out how to use health potions, because I'm not able to. And I have tons of health potions, but I'm not able to use them, which makes me a sad panda. I just see old logbook. Oh, there's another chest. They love tunics, right? So, I hope you can't hear my girlfriend in the background. If you do, tell me, then I will turn down the volume a bit. This guy with the hammer is following me around now. I don't know if I should change the weapons, because sword against hammer isn't a good matchup for me. I should keep him at range, because like I said earlier, the hammer is inflicting much damage. It's hard to fight it with a buckler, and well, I can't outrange him, but that was it. The overhead worked. I'm always happy when the overhead is working. Leather trousers, cloth leggings. Yeah, cloth leggings are still there, turns out. This is looking